Welcome to CCGL 9030, Understanding the Financial Crisis. The following are our group members. Our topic is 1989 Japan Bubble.
In 1970s, due to prosperous industrialization development, Japan experienced high-speed economic growth. Japan became the largest manufacturer and second largest economy in the world. Japan has strong export figures. In 1970s, Japan was very successful in her electronic industry, dominating the world of electronics products such as Walkman and the recorder. Japan was hailed as king of the global electronic industry. Living standard of Japan rose to the top of the world. This period is the prime of Japan's so-called economic miracle. Due to the increase in the disposable income of Japanese and the growth in the economy, people became optimistic about the economy. Thus, it started a trend of investing in Japan. In 1980s, the U.S. faced stagflation with high unemployment rate and inflation rate. The FR carried out confectionary monetary policy. However, high interest rates had increased the attractiveness of U.S. dollar to foreign investors. Large amounts of capital flow into the U.S. market and the U.S. dollar appreciated. The U.S. faced enormous trade deficit with Japan.
Americans noticed that their own currency was being too high. High exchange rate will lead to the increase in export and GDP and harm the competitiveness. They decided to interfere the currency market by signing the Plaza Accord with England, France, and Japan.
In 1985, the federal government and other world leaders, including Japan, joined the Plaza Accord to induce US dollar devaluation. The Japanese yen therefore appreciated against US dollar. Within 3 months, the Japanese yen had appreciated against the dollar by 20%.
The great change of exchange rate led to American government bond deficit. Investors lost confidence and left the American market and turned to Japan. Large amount of capital has flown to Japan's market.
In 1986, the Japanese government was fear of appreciation of the yen that may harm the economy so much. Action. The Japanese government started expansionary monetary policy as remedy.
So, from the January of 1986 to the February of 1987, the Japanese central bank discount rate was lowered by 5 times, from 5% to 2.5%, which led to increase in money supply and decrease in interest rate. As a result, hot money flew into the stock market and real estate market, causing the asset price to rise sharply. In 1987, Japan was implementing the strategy of expanding domestic demand. Japan needed to maintain low interest rate to increase domestic investment. The Japanese bank decided to continue the expansionary monetary policy to maintain the discount rate unchanged at 2.5% ultra-low level. As the banks want to make more money, they lend money to those risky borrowers. Also, people believed that yen will not devalue. So, the investment kept increasing and led to the formation of the asset bubble. The Nikkei index rose from 10,000 to around 40,000 during 1985 to 1990. In 1989, the central bank tightened the monetary policy. The Bank of Japan suddenly increased the interest rate, which led to the crash in equity markets. The real estate price in big cities of Japan like Tokyo, Osaka was at peak. The value of Tokyo Imperial Palace in Tokyo was larger than the state of California. The land value of Japan decreased sharply. Yen appreciated against the US dollar in 1990. Borrowers could not repay their loan and their loans became bad loans, so the asset bubble burst. We can see that the Nikkei index fell from 40,000 something to 14,000 in less than a year. Here are the consequences. Everyone withdrew from the market absolutely. Companies either went bankruptcy or relied on government subsidy to survive, so-called zombie companies. Export dropped and GDP fell. The economy suffered from recession for 2 decades. Eventually, Japan, the country, entered the lost decade, which suffered from economic downturn from 1990 to 2012.
Created using Powtoon.